So when you get to OVW, are you the first
Yeah.
contract guy there?
Mm-hmm.
So if you could walk us through like showing up you were at the old Davis Arena then at Jeffersonville,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
The first actual signed trainee. Did you go in by yourself? Did you go in like with Danny Davis and all the other guys he had already been training? Or how did that work at that time?
I finally got there to Louisville. I walked into the Louisville Gardens and had a match with the Andretti brothers.
Oh, you had a match first.
Right away. I didn't get to meet anybody, nothing. You're going to take on the Andretti brothers. That's how I walked in.
Vito, man.
Vito.
Doesn't get any better than that.
Vito and Guido.
Vito and Guido.
Does not get any better than that, coming to Louisville, landing, and getting Vito and Guido, man.
Nobody knowing who you are.
All right, so after that then, going to Jeffersonville, the old Davis Arena.
Right.
Were you in with everybody else then, like non-contract, we'll call them at that time, or did they?
No, I was the first guy there. And it was up to Danny's guys to get me whipped into shape, And I mean, I was green behind this ear, wet behind that one. That's Rip. I didn't know shit or shinola from I just knew the basics because Jesse Hernandez from Empire Wrestling Federation in San Bernardino started training me. I used to work 8 hours a day, drive 3.5 hours to San Bernardino, work out 3 hours, drive 3.5 hours back to Vegas, and then go. I used to do that twice a week with my brother. And they played off the American Gladiator thing, the red, white, and blue American Gladiator champion, that kind of thing. And then after like 5 months, I held the heavyweight title. And one of the highlights in EWF is Honky Tonk Man came down, and I was going to wrestle Honky Tonk. And Jesse said, this is going to be like a DQ or something. Wayne never lets anybody go over on him and stuff like that. And during the match, he was talking to me and stuff like that. And he let me go over on him 1, 2, 3, take his guitar, smash it on the ring post and everything. And I was just shocked. I just went with it.
Yeah.
And afterwards, I went back and I said, Mr. Ferris, I said, what happened? He goes, I knew you had it when you took me over on the headlock takeover. He says, I knew you knew what you were doing. And I that was one of the biggest compliments at that time I ever received.
Wow, that's awesome. So were you there then when he came?
Yeah.
Was Rip wrestling there or training there?
Yeah. Rip was there, big part.
Give us some Rip Rogers stories or meeting Rip or thoughts of Rip. Anything you can remember from 20-some years ago of Rip Rogers, please.
Rip, old school, didn't put up with any bull crap. Just real quick, I remember, do you remember the match, Rip? I think I was on the opposite side and we were doing TV or something and we were wrestling and the other three, us new guys, not contract, but we weren't doing what you said. And Rip just got off the ring and walked in the back.
Is that when I come back with a kendo stick?
No, I did. I never got the kendo stick from you, but you just walked away. You just
figure it out. Figure it out, boys.
And that's what you said.
Right.
Figure it out and left. And there we were just like,
But you learned from it, didn't you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I took, if it wasn't for Danny Davis's core guys, and I've said this on many podcasts and I can never overstate it. If it wasn't for, like I said, you, Flash, Nick, Rob,
Doug Basham there,
Doug Basham,
Danny
even
Basham.
Damager and stuff like that, I wouldn't have made it. Because I remember when I started learning, but see, I took the extra step. I mean, after a while, the contract guys would come and they would just do what was required of them.
Right.
Me, I used to show up on Saturday when Nick used to train the local people.
Yeah.
And I used to go in there and train with Nick and the kids and just learn. Danny would take me sometimes. He'd be there late editing a show and stuff. And we'd get in the ring and he would teach me stuff, talk to me, try to get the psychology in my brain, you know, and that's what Rip did, is get the psychology. I remember one match we were going to go out and I was going to wrestle Nick, and Nick goes, well, I don't know why he asked me, but he goes, what do you want to do? And I said, okay, I want to do this. I want to do this, and let's do this and this, and then we'll do the heat, and then this, and this, that, and this. And then Nick is just sitting there looking at me straight faced. And he just looked at me and he goes, Rico, we have 6 minutes and we can't get all your shit in, but we'll get some of it.
Just to let all the listeners know, Nick is Eugene. So most people are familiar with the show, know Nick Dinsmore, but he's talking about the future Eugene after that.
Yeah, but he said it so nice that, but it clicked. And then things started clicking. And then I got in a feud with Rob Conway. And Rob was calling the match as we were doing it, you know, especially at Louisville Gardens when we did the iron, what was that iron glove called?
I know, coal miner's glove.
Coal miner's glove, yeah. He talked me to the whole thing. He goes, okay. And I'm ready to nip up. He goes, not yet, not yet, not yet, now.
Yeah.
Bing! And I'd nip up, and it was just getting the timing down. And like I said, all those guys, you know, and I was told one important thing. Might have been you, Rip, or was Nick. And they said, to make it in this business, you keep your mouth shut and your ears open. I can't.
Yeah, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, Rip would have said shut the fuck up, probably.
Yeah, but it was put to me like that. Keep your mouth shut and your ears open. And that's what I did.
Watch. I said, watch. Watch this next video that's coming up on your screen. Remember now, watch it.
That I can't get this shit closed.